Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my foundation routine, as you already know from the title, and the reason I'm doing this is because in a lot of my tutorials I don't include my foundation routine, because if I'm doing quite a complicated eye look and then I did my foundation and my eyebrows and everything, then I feel that it would get extremely long and I don't want to upload like a half hour 40-minute makeup tutorial, as you'll probably end up falling asleep. So I thought, well, if I have a video of me going into detail about my foundation and my contouring and highlighting, basically everything kind of skin but not skincare, if that makes sense, then if you wanted to follow an eye look tutorial, you can always go back to this video and see how I'm doing my foundation. I feel like I rambled. Ramble, that's all I do. And can you just take a minute to appreciate that I'm filming in the morning? It's a Sunday morning and I'm filming. I'm much more creative in the evening, but I'm recently trying to get out of that habit and try and be creative throughout the whole day, you know, and go to sleep earlier. If you want to see how I do my foundation routine, then please keep watching. I'm looking like a ghost. I'm blending in with my walls. My foundation routine is the same routine that I use day to day, evening, whatever. The only thing I'll do different is maybe contour a little bit stronger or harsher in the evenings, like if I was going out or something. I use the same foundation morning to night because I am a very full coverage gal. I like a full coverage unless I have a tan and I'm on holiday. That is the only time I really ever change to maybe like a BB cream or something like that. Look at my massive moon head right now. I have already moisturised my skin this morning, so next I'm going to go in with a primer, and I'm going to be using my current favourite primer, and it is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Mineral Infused Face Primer. 3 pumps normally, and then I put the tiniest bit on my forehead, my cheeks, my nose and my chin, and then if I have any left on my fingers, I kind of put them onto the tips of my fingers and then rub in the primer. This literally feels so soft. My stomach is rumbling like crazy right now. I put this over my lids, up under my eyes, all over my whole face, even like through my brows, everything. Smother my whole face with it. Next I will use my foundation, and this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is in the shade 4, but I will not be using this on its own. I also have this, it's the Maestro Glow by Giorgio Armani, because it has got like a glow in it that you can use it as just to put over your face as a glow, and this is in the shade 0, but I mix it with my foundation to lighten my foundation up. I've mentioned it before in my makeup hacks video. I have glass over my side, so I just put it on my side, mix it up on my side, and it's easy wipe, and I know this is clean. But if, for example, I'm traveling or if I'm in a hotel or anything like that, if I have a makeup palette, this is a Naked Heat palette, I just had it here close to hand, but this has kind of textured on the front, so I wouldn't put any foundation on this side because it would get into the letters and it'll be really hard to clean, whereas on the back it's completely flat and shiny plastic. So if I was traveling or in a hotel room, I would put some foundation pumps on here as well as some drops of the Maestro Glow and then mix them up. So I'm going to use 4 pumps of foundation to 3 drops of Maestro Glow, and then I have these tiny little wooden sticks that you can get them on Amazon. They are wax sticks, like facial wax sticks. I use it to mix up my foundation and the Maestro Glow, and then as it's already on this stick, I just swipe it down from my face to my neck to make sure that the shade is perfect. To apply the foundation, I use my e.l.f. Cosmetics Ultimate Blending Brush. I honestly love this brush so much. I got sent it and it's honestly been a life changer. I've actually brought another one because I love them so much, but this one is full of product and needs to be cleaned. So what I do is just dab it across my skin. I don't do any blending yet, it's just placing the product where I want it to be. I go over my eyelids, but I try not to go over my eyebrows or my lips. So once that is on my face, I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a lot of places where it's just not blended at all. So then I do some circular motions just to blend it in, but really lightly because you don't want to pull at the skin or the product. If this is completely clean, you can completely buff this in only using this, but this had some product on it before. Obviously, I do not want to wash my brush every time I use it because it will end up wearing at the brush. So as that already had some product in it, it's not going to fully blend it out the way I would like it. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques beauty sponge and my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I spray the flat end and then I kind of just wave it a bit because I don't want it to be dripping on my skin, and I just touch it to make sure it's not dripping wet, and then I just kind of push the product into my skin. As I sprayed it with setting spray, it will really help make everything last. And then to get into the tiny little creases around my eye, I'll just spray the corner bit and them corners of my eye. Always make sure to take it down your chin and your neck as well. Now it is time for concealer. I use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC20. I just put a pump onto my side, or if you haven't got that, you could just put a pump onto here. Because I feel like if you pump it onto your hands, sometimes you have to do it. Like if I'm doing makeup on other people, you kind of have to do that. But I feel like it dries much quicker and goes into the skin on your hand. Whereas if you're doing it on like a shiny surface, it's not going to soak it up like your skin would. I like putting my concealer on with my finger. I just put my finger into that concealer and I just pat it over my eye bags. This is my under eyes, and I go up the cheekbone as well just to help like highlight it, and I bring it down, and then I also bring it up down the side of my nose because I have quite a lot of purple there. So I am going to blend that in with a beauty blender, but I'm using the mini Real Techniques beauty sponge. It's exactly the same shape as the big one, but it's just smaller and it works really well around the eye. So again, I'm going to spray it with my Urban Decay setting spray, both sides, because it's going to be around the eye, so you need to get in there. And I'm just blending this in exactly how I did with my foundation. I'm using my new brush today, and this is the e.l.f. Cosmetics blush brush, but I really like how it is quite flat and goes up to a point, so I'm going to be using this under my eyes. So for my powder, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in One Fair, and I'm going to just put that under my eyes first before the crease, then around my nose and the chin and my smile lines. Sorry, my voice is like going. And then kind of the centre of my forehead. If you'd notice, I kind of missed out my cheek and like the other bit of my forehead. That's because I really like to dust this on, so I have more of a fluffy brush here, and then really lightly dusting over the bits that I haven't done. Because I'm going to be contouring and putting like bronzer in these areas, I don't want it cake up with powders, but I do want it to set the foundation and everything. Otherwise I find it's much harder to blend your bronzer and everything if you've still got like sticky foundation underneath it. What I would actually do next is put a primer on my eyes and start my eyes, and then I do my contouring and everything last. But as I'm going to do just skin today, I'm going to go straight in with the contour. And I'm still absolutely loving the Rimmel Sculpt palette, and this is in the shade 002 Coral Glow. I absolutely love the contour shade in this. The blush is quite subtle for me, and the highlight again is quite subtle for me, but that contour shade is honestly stunning. I still am using my Clinique contour brush that I don't know where I got it from. I'm just putting that into that contour shade, and I'm going to do my cheeks first. What I always say to people when they don't know where to contour is, firstly, kind of look at the shape of your face. I did this wrong for so many years, and I would bring my contour kind of down, and some people do that, but it made my face look longer. It kind of brought my face down, made it look a lot longer. So I bring it in here to kind of cut in to them cheekbones. What I say is, when people don't know kind of where to put it, is you basically have the stencil underneath your skin. It's your skull. So you just kind of feel where your cheekbone is and go underneath it, just pushing up. So don't go on top of it, just pushing up. And then just slowly and slowly build, and then eventually you'll kind of get what you like, what you don't like, and you'll get the hang of it, and it's a lot easier than it seems. Oh, I always push up as well because I'm going to blend it into my bronzer upwards, but I want kind of this to be quite a seamless line. I don't want that kind of contour shade to go down because we're cutting the cheekbone. See how much of a difference that makes. Then I'm going to do my jawline, and again just kind of follow your natural line. I do all of this daily and it might be a bit much for some people. So now I have my kind of contouring MAC brush. This is the, oh gosh, the 150 brush, and I'm just going to get this end bit here that's a bit more fluffy, and I'm going to put that underneath my jawline to blend it out, because the last thing you want is an orange chin strap. And I blend it down my neck as much as possible. And there's something I do which I was like, do I do it in this video? Because it's so unattractive. But if you keep panicking thinking, have I got a line there? One thing that I always do, oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to do this on camera, is I can't even speak. I bring my double chin out so you can see. Oh my god, how can I do this without laughing? Right, I'm going to look in the mirror and just do it. So, oh my god. Right, if I do that and then look at the side, you will see. I can't believe I've just done that. That's the most unattractive thing in the world. But it's such a good tip and I do it all the time. Do that, so then if you've got a really strong line there, then you know, keep blending. You can see a bit of a difference, but it's blended quite nicely. Then you're good to go. So now I'm going to blend this out. Again, I'm going to blend it by pulling it upwards. So doing the same to the other side, again pulling it upward. This contour shade has a cool undertone. That original and kind of first shade, you want it to be a cool tone because you're creating a shadow. Shadow is not warm. You want to create that illusion that there is a cheekbone and it is a shadow, which, to be honest, we all know now it's contour. But after that, I go in with my warm shade, and this is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. I just tap the end of this brush into that blusher, and I'm not going to put it directly under where it is. I'm kind of going to put it kind of that little bit in the middle, just to kind of blend it into a nice warm glow. Again, I'm kind of like pushing upwards and up around the side of my head. It's so sunny today, it literally's got me the best mood ever. What I do is bring the bronzer up around my head, so it kind of bronzes up my whole face, only around the outside of my forehead. I'm just going to blend my whole face basically, because I want this to be really seamless. So I'm going to go over my forehead in circular motions. And then my cheeks as well, I'm kind of just pulling this back. My jawline. Voila, now blush. I'm going to be using my little mini NARS blush in Orgasm, and I'm using this Helen E Cosmetics brush. It doesn't say what brush it is, but I love this for blusher because it's really fluffy, but it's quite concentrated as well. It's like a circle brush. These are the brushes that I love to use for blusher. So I'm just dabbing that into the blusher, and what I'm going to be doing is kind of bringing that more up onto the cheekbone, but more kind of like the apples of the cheeks as well. I have it in the middle of my highlighter and my contour, so super lightly. I never ever used to wear blusher, but now I honestly love it. It kind of like brings your face to life a bit. Now I have a huge face fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go over that cheeks, go over that blusher, blend it in to my cheeks. Looks cute. This is like a summery kind of look. I never ever used to contour my nose, and then once I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna try. When I see pictures of me when I have contoured my nose and haven't, I'm like, why didn't I contour my nose? And now I literally do it all the time. So I'm gonna go back in with this Rimmel Sculpt palette, and I'm using this Urban Decay. It's a naked brush. It comes in the naked palettes, and there's kind of a more stiff flat one, and I think this is meant to be a blending brush, but it's really too stiff. But for nose contour it's great. So the thicker, bigger brush, I'm going to put that into the contour shade. tap the excess off, look kind of down so you naturally see the contours of your nose and kind of follow them. So I brought it right down to kind of where the button bit of your nose is, and then what I like to do is bring it outwards down into the crease of my nostril, so it's like a right angle, because I like that little button nose type look. So that's what I go for when I contour, and then I go underneath as well to really make it buttony. It's kind of like really rounded, and just go under to kind of cut that off, and then I kind of drag it down a bit. I love this brush for so many reasons. I didn't know what it was for, and I think it's for blending out concealer, but I actually use it for so many things, and I think I need to get another one because I use this a lot. I'm going to blend these lines coming down on my nose. I'm not going to blend them in because we want this to be kind of as clean as it is right now. So I'm going to bring it down and blend it downwards. So if you see, it's kind of like a pulling motion, but obviously a bit around your eyes, to be super careful. When it comes to here, I kind of drag it. Oh my god, my mum's got like club music on downstairs. What is going on? She honestly has like drum and bass on downstairs. Like, what is going on? This brush I used earlier to kind of dust over face powder. So what I'm going to do, it still probably has a tiny bit of powder on there. So I'm just going to basically do like back and forward motions over it here, because I don't want them lines to be too strong. Okay, so my camera just overheated, so while it was cooling down, I've done my brows because I would normally do them at this stage. So the last thing I would do is highlight, and I'm going to be using the Becca Champagne Pop Highlight because it's my go-to really. I'm using the E.l.f. Cosmetics highlighting brush, and I'm going to just put that along my cheekbones. I also like to put the tiniest bit on the end of my nose, and then I like to bring it up the tiniest bit along my forehead. So once I've done that, I'm just going to put the tiniest bit. Oh, I just forgot something, and then I've just remembered that I forgot something. So actually, let me finish the highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight my brows, and I have this tiny little brush, and I don't know where I got it from. I'm really sorry. It almost looks like a paintbrush. It could be. And I'm just going to run it along my brows. Well, obviously not my brows, but you know what I mean. Under the arch. I actually highlight under the whole thing. And then my inner corners of my eye. And I'm going to go back into this brush that I used to contour my nose. And it's obviously still got some powder on it. And what I'm going to do is put that in between this kind of gap bit of my cupid's bow, if that makes sense. Do you see how much of a difference that made? And then I'm also going to put some underneath, a dip under my lip, if you see there. So all I do is contour that a bit more and kind of bring it out a little bit to make my bottom lip look fuller. You see, it creates more of a shadow underneath my bottom lip, so it gives that illusion that my bottom lip is bigger than it is. If I was going to make this a natural look, I'd either wear no mascara like I am now, or I'd put one coat on, and I would put like a gloss on because I feel like it's like fresh. Do you know what I mean? Then like a matte lipstick. So this is the Pixie by Petra Honey Sheen Lip Lift Max. I've not tried this, but it's like my colour that I'd go for. It's like a peachy pink with a gold reflect in it, and that is my kind of shade. Oh, this is minty. Oh, is it a lip lift? It's like minty and tingly, so I don't know if it's like a plumper. Oh, I think this is a plumper. I'm loving this. My gosh, I nearly forgot. So after this, I use my Decay All Nighter setting spray, and I spray my face. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please press the like button down below because it really helps me and my channel out. Also, leave a comment down below. Please leave a comment down below if you have any requests for upcoming videos. And if you haven't already, please press subscribe because I would love to see you back. Festival season and Halloween are like my favourite when it comes to makeup. So festival season is coming up very soon. Not in England because festivals only really start in August, but Coachella is coming up. So make sure you don't miss them by hitting the subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
If you try to turn me down.